I'm Dr. Jeremy Deaton. I've been in business for 5 years and have just a little over 26,000 animals from all over the United States, and that's why they call me Dr. D Rescue Vet. So this is Coco. Coco came in last week as a difficult situation, which we dealt with. Coco was actually under the care of an individual who was not able to care for her anymore, and they decided to surrender her. And we're going to talk about body condition scoring with her, because body condition scoring is one of the things that if you're driving down the road, if you see a dog that's injured, a lot of people, oh my gosh, that dog's starving. Well, that's not necessarily true. To establish that. And so one of the things you want to look at is over the ribs. And of course, she's actually gained about 6 pounds in a week since she's been here. So she's no longer a true low body condition score of a 1. And we'll go over that later. But you want to look down the back, along the backbone or the spine, to assess how much body fat the dog has. And for her, we can clearly see all of her ribs. And going down, we can clearly see in between the ribs. And we would take our hands and we would run over, and I can feel all what we call the bony prominences, the fancy word for the tips of the bone, that are on her spinal cord, over her hips. And if we swing around here to the back and we look, you can look up the dog and you can see the points of the hip. On a fat dog like my 3 Chihuahuas or your dog at home, you probably don't see the hip bone. You see this round kind of bubble butt look to it, and that's the fat that's over her. And I would honestly say we body condition score based on what depending on what scale you use, but I use 9, which is the Purina model. And so with that being said, right now she's probably a 2. She came in as basically a 1. And then the other thing to note on her is looking down. Remember, you turn your head, Coco. She's a really good model. She's going to get a chicken nugget for this. So when we look down at her head, right behind the eyes, you see this muscle right here is sunken in. And what that means is the fat or there's some atrophy on the head of that. Another kind of neat point, it doesn't get cold in Alabama very much, but last week when this happened, it got really cold. It was down in the single digits. And so these are actually frostbitten ears, where the tips of the ears have died due to frostbite. So one of the things that's really important when we as veterinarians are documenting cruelty cases, now it's important to note this is not a cruelty case right now. This dog has been surrendered, she is in the care of our rescue, and she's undergoing treatment. But when a policeman or an agency brings an animal to me for an exam, one of the things we have to do is document. So we're photographing, we're videoing. This is a right angle rule. You'll see it from CSI, forensics and stuff, where if you've got a gunshot or something on the wall, they'll stick up a right angle rule or something. What we're gonna do for her when we documented her, we're gonna use this right angle ruler, and what we're doing is we're gonna take pictures and we're gonna document that so that when she gains 25 or 30 pounds, when the defense attorney asks for a copy of all the evidence, they're gonna actually get images of the dog as it stands, and it can be reproduced with the right forensics experts. And so it's very important for veterinarians to do, and most veterinarians don't know this, but a simple $3 right angle ruler will save our rear ends in court and make our case a lot more solid when we're trying to prosecute an individual. So Coco has been really good for our Dr. D Rescue Vet series here. So she's gonna get a chicken nugget. That's what happens for our models. But you gotta be careful or we'll lose a finger, right? You sit, you sit, you sit. She's learning commands. But she will be available as soon as we get some weight on her, she will be available to a forever home. This is an update on Gracie. If you /Coco /Frozen, I don't know what all names you have. You have lots of names, but you'll remember we went over body condition scoring with Gracie, and she came in as a 0 to 1. She was in a bad situation, which we have helped her get through. And so I wanted to update you. And remember when we talked about body condition scoring, you wanted to look at the prominences over the dog. And this is the same dog that we used, but you will see she's gotten kind of fat. Yeah, she's gotten kind of fat. Yeah, she's gotten big. And so this, remember, we used to see all of her ribs, and now she has a nice fat pad over her ribs. She's got a nice fat belly. She's actually going to be getting spayed in the morning. And then she is currently also undergoing treatment for canine heartworm disease, which we'll explain in just a little bit more detail in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you an update on her. She is doing well. This would be what I would consider a body condition score now out of about 6 out of 9. And really, for her size and for her stature, that's an ideal body weight. And so now the trouble is going to be keeping her from getting too fat. Yes, because you don't want to get them too big, because that leads to a lot of health issues. But she's used to getting a lot of cookies and a lot of treats, and she's come a long way. And so she looks really good. We're hoping we're going to be able to transfer her to one of our rescue partners up in Boston, and she'll be able to go on transport probably sometime in the next month or so. So that's our update on her. Perfect. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel, or click the bell thingy for updates when we post new videos.